yourself in my shoes for a second. Nothing personal, I'm just saying though.
Pricing with plumbers. Gosh, what does it cost? No one really knows for sure what it costs to have a plumber come out. Sometimes we're surprised. And so questions come up here at the radio show. Am I paying that plumber by the hour or am I paying them by the job? So I've asked my friend Bob Muller from Personal Plumbing to join me here on the program today to answer the tough questions here on pricing for plumbers. Hey, pal, how are you?
Doing great, Joe. Hey, thanks for having me. Great question here.
Yeah. So, some plumbers will work by the hour plus materials, and some kind of do it by the job, like an upfront pricing. So, some really good plumbers will have a price book and they'll look it up and they'll say, this is what it's going to cost to install that garbage disposal in your home.
Yes. And it's an important thing to be able to do, because the one thing that we have to make sure that we do in our industry is have pricing consistency. Most people want to know what they're paying for pricing before we come to their house. A lot of times we don't know what to charge them until we get there, because we do need to see what's going on inside their house. But it is also very important that we stay consistent across the board, so that if you have multiple places that homes that you own, and we have several different technicians that may come to your house, they're all charging you correctly out of one price book. You don't want to be charged something for, because you're living in a $4 million home, that you're getting, the garbage disposal for twice as much money as the other person. So it's important to stay consistent just based on out of a price book. And it's important that we all stay consistent that way.
Yeah. So if you're going to advise a homeowner and they say, hey, Bob, I don't really know how you charge, but would you suggest I pay the plumber by the hour plus the cost of materials, or from the price book up front? What's your real recommendation here?
So honestly, this is where the customer doesn't understand that they're going to get a lot better value out of something that is upfront, priced up front, because you don't know the level of competency that the technician you're working with. Some may have a very, high level of competency, and it won't take them very long to do the job. And they will save money if it's by the hour, right? But then you might get the guy that has very limited knowledge, also may install it incorrectly and is there for several hours. Are you willing to pay for his incompetency as much as you're paying for the other guy's competency? So there's got to be a balance. And the only way to balance that is to make sure that we price our stuff up front, so that the customer knows what you're going to get paid for, whether it costs you 3 hours of your time or 20 minutes of your time.
We want to make sure that we know what it costs. Can you imagine if you're ordering a new Ford F-150 and you're paying the assembly line by the hour? We don't know if they're having a bad day, right? Maybe they take an extra long break and now it takes longer, whatever the deal is. No, we really want to know what that is. So it's really, really important. For more information on this, look at the description of the podcast, and in there is all of Bob's information from Personal Plumbing. He'd be more than happy to answer any more questions on the pricing issue. Anything else before we go?
No, I think that's it, Joe. I think it's important for people to understand that pricing consistency and being able to get a price up front before we do a job is important for both the consumer as well as it is for the plumbing company to stay profitable.
Yeah, and really good plumbing companies will have a price for everything. They should have a book, and that's just the way it is. And I will say this: plumbers are professional. They are licensed. They should be insured as well. They're like doctors, okay? So you need to really understand that things are going to cost good money to get good service and good quality work.
Well, imagine you go into the doctor and you get charged by the hour for, something that some sort of surgery, or even a dentist. I mean, it's the same concept, same in our industry, but good point.
Absolutely. Bob, thank you so much for joining me here on the program.
Thank you, Joe.